Awesome. All right, fantastic. Hey, Kev, this ought to be an intriguing matchup for yourself, and I will introduce the individual the correct way so I don't get another nasty text message from you. So we have the number 7 seed, Carlos Beltran, going up against the Hall of Famer and the 10 seed, Harold Baines. Kevin, I know what your vote is. Let's hear it and make your case, because this is one of those classic 7-10 matchups. You know, it's a 7-10, but the 10 seed could upset the 7 here. So give us.
When I was growing up, Harold was the man on the South Side. You know, he was about the only thing we had going there for quite a spell.
You had
I don't
Kitty.
really know. What's that?
That was for you, Cormix.
You bet.
Veteran Kittle. Kitty.
Played for the Clinton Giants.
Kev, you're not saying a lot.
No, I know.
They were terrible.
I understand, Norman. I'm voting for Harold this round, just pretty much out of principle.
I'm with you, Nets.
Not me.
I think Harold Baines is the most undeserving Hall of Famer ever. But I don't know that Carlos Beltran is better than him, so I'm going Baines.
Yeah.
Did you send the link to Hey, Stoddard, did you send Joe the link?
I didn't. I have not. Does he want in?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
You got it, Peter? You got his email?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Harold Baines is the Scottie Pippen of baseball.
Oh, watch yourself.
Chill
Yeah,
out,
you
bro.
have it, Peter?
Good.
Chill out. He ain't
That's an
anywhere near
insult to
that.
Pips.
Yeah,
exactly.
Slow down, Dolman.
I got it.
I mean, if you want to say
You
the
got the
Tony,
email pick?
you want to call him the Tony Kukoc, maybe, but or the
Not
Steve
not
Kerr,
even that.
maybe Steve Kerr,
Yeah, okay, now we're talking.
or like Robert Ory,
Bad
maybe.
mouthing Kukoc either.
Maybe Robert Ory.
Are those guys all Hall of Famers?
Ory's not.
No. Sean Marion. How about that?
There you go.
You
I mean,
Hall of Famer?
Matrix.
Yeah, that was a little harsh, Pippin.
yeah, come on.
I hate Pippen.
But apparently, clearly, we can tell now, in case nobody had
News.
figured that out before.
There's a what is the percentage of people that you don't hate in athletics?
I don't hate 70.
Okay,
Yankee.
fair enough.
Yankee love.
But there are a few that I am very strong against, and Pippen's one of them.
That's what we should do next time instead of
You know-
a tournament. Once we get done with this one, you could put up your top 10 hated athletes.
I could do that.
Hey, Dolman, I know this is a baseball discussion, but why do you hate Pippen?
I think that somehow he got lumped into being a great player playing with Michael Jordan. When Jordan was gone, he refused. You saw it.
When Jordan was
Last
gone,
dance,
they
he
should have.
refused to go into
If it wouldn't
games.
have been for a shitty call, oh, come on.
Yeah.
When Jordan was gone, he was the best player.
When Jordan was
It
gone.
all started with
Yeah,
him
I mean,
being
MVP
named
that-
a
he
top
should have been
50
MVP
player of
that
all
year.
time. He's not a top 50 player of all time.
He is. I don't know that there's much argument by even if he's a top 3 defensive player of all time.
And
Yeah.
we're talking to
Of
a
all
bunch
time.
of Bulls fans that are biased.
No. I don't like Scottie Pippen, but he is a
Everybody
top
on
3.
here is a Bulls fan.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't
I
mean you
can
can't
see
be objective
through-
about it.
I can see through the
Coming from the guy that votes for
Mirage.
Yankees, because
Right.
half of them are fucking terrible, and you vote for Yankees just because they wear Yankee shit.
Get it out, Stuber. Get it out.
Hitter's a Lakers fan with you.
I was Showtime
Not everybody's
Lakers.
a Bulls fan.
Showtime Lakers.
Whoa!
Yeah,
What
both
year
you
was
Laker
it?
fan. How did old Magic do when old fucking Pippen guarded him for 3 games? How'd that work out for him?
Killed him.
First of all, Magic was at the tail end of his career.
That's not true. He played like 4 more years until he got the HIV.
No, he got the high five like 2 years later.
This is like saying, hold on.
We got to go to baseball. This is not a discussion right now.
Let's talk about the HIV.
Top 10 hated
A
next
high five.
time.
Crazies.
Not
Look
the-
at crazies.
High five.
Well, I
Except
want to feel
somehow
like I'm fitting in.
Those are earmuffs.
I need to
Yeah,
make
I
this,
got earphones on.
I need to make this bigger because you bounced Cormac's off of my screen.
Hey,
Well,
now.
I like Dahlman's look. It's very subtle.
There we go.
Brett's not
Joe,
really there.
Again,
you know
that's
that,
a
right?
Bush League photo not taken during our era.
Joe, I am the
No,
host
that's
of
a
this
great
show.
photo.
You cannot come out and make fun of me.
Yeah, Depo Hoops.
That was
Yeah.
great. I will say that.
I tried to find a picture of Brian Robb working out at the Depot gym, but I couldn't find it.
After he rolled around in the poison ivy and took 7 cycles of steroids.
Next.
you could have just taken a picture of your trunk if you had if you didn't own 2 SUVs right now, News, and put that up there for the time that you stuffed me in your trunk when we came back from fishing out at the dam.
I think that was your call, not mine.
All right, let's go back to talking about Pittman.
No, here's the thing though, News, like, and you've admitted this, I was in your trunk more than one time, but the one time when I was super hungover, you did it like an extra 3 miles ahead of time than what we needed to. Hey, get in now. And then like 15 minutes later, I'm like, why am I still in
And I
this trunk?
drove like an extra 10 minutes past the checkpoint. Yeah, I did that.
Just a reminder, this is viewable by other people.
We understand, but Rexa, I mean, it's not a secret that I've been hungover in my life. I'm fine with that. Like, if people at Alpha Sigma found that out, they wouldn't be shocked. So I'm good. Plus, I like how Joe comes in trying to trick Pitter into thinking he's going to vote for modern day players with his headphones up on his.
I'm trying to look like the guy. I just watched Empire the other day. I'm trying to look like the dude who's talking to Lando. Right now, Dahlman and I are talking to each other.
That's a Lobot. Yeah.
See?
I don't even know where we are anymore.
By the way, when you get done, Stott, are you going to go raise yourself a barn afterwards with your Amish beard?
It's Dallas Keuchel.
This is
I think we're
great.
still on Harold Baines and Beltran.
Yeah.
Oh,
somehow
yeah, we haven't.
We have not. So
Cecil
Joe,
Cooper's not involved. I'm out.
we are on the 7 seed Carlos Beltran, Joe, against the 10 seed Harold Baines, and I think we're going to need all the votes here now that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. So
We got 9.
Let's see what we got.
Aaron, who you got?
I'm gonna support Kevin here. I'm gonna go Harold Baines.
McCormick's.
Baines.
Dahlman.
Beltran.
Rexa. 1.
Baines.
Rexa 2.
Chris doesn't know. Chris doesn't know who freaking Beltran is.
Yeah, because if he did, he would pick him. He would pick him because Beltran, I think, would beat Baines in a street fight.
He would.
And he probably beat him in Street Fighter, the video game. Probably beat him in that too.
He picked Baines.
And banging on a trash can.
Correct. Joe, who you got?
Beltran.
Come on.
Kev.
I picked
Baines.
George Brett for you.
Baines. Dog.
I'm going to go Baines.
That's 5.
Stuvie.
Moving on.
Baines.
Yeah, I probably would have made that jump too. Next.
We've got the 2 seed Tony Gwynn against the 15 seed. I threw in a modern day player for you here, Peter. JD Martinez.
I got to help my daughter for 30 seconds, but Tony Gwynn.
Thank you.
I think we can all just go with Gwen.
Yeah, I think Gwen is
Isn't close.
kind of.
Well, hey, Joe, I mean, you're new to the game here. Pitter likes to vote modern day players no matter how.
No, I
how
vote who I
modern day-
think is who I think. Me and Dahlman.
JD is good, man.
JD's had some huge years. If we talk about pinnacle 3
Oh,
years,
boy.
he's had some
Oh.
huge years.
Oh, brother.
I mean, he's not going to take Gwen,
We're
but JD is
talking
solid.
decades of good ball versus years.
If you were here at the beginning,
If I
instead
didn't
of
collect their
instead of
baseball
being Betty Crocker and making your cookies, you would have heard that the person who made the tournament said it's a kind of a pinnacle of his top 3 years. Check
Who said
JD
that?
Martinez's top 3 years.
Who said that?
That's what I was asking for, maybe a little bit different of a vote this time for the best 3 to 5 years. Who would you rather have on your team when we're looking at
Josh
player
Hamilton.
versus player?
I'd rather have Josh Hamilton. Is he on the list?
He already got
Yeah.
beat. He was a
He got
16th
beat by-
seed, Joe. What do you think about
He got
that one?
beat by. I don't read.
He was a
Very
16th
nice.
seed.
It's like saying Vanilla
Very
Ice is
bad.
better than
If you're talking 3-year pinnacle, then
He is
Josh
for
Hamilton-
one song.
Barry Bonds.
There we go.
He was Barry
Well,
Bonds
I-
against
maybe-
Josh Hamilton.
Rock it out.
Well, Barry Bonds cheated. Which Barry Bonds are we talking about?
That's not. We're not.
Big head or little head?
So here again.
I liked-
love
I
how
liked
we have to
Barry
go back
Bonds
to the
as
beginning with
younger.
all the rules because Joe's never been on before. So Joe,
No,
here's the thing.
I'm just here. It doesn't matter. You vote for
See,
the
here's the
umpire.
thing. You got to overlook stuff when it doesn't pertain to your point.
We're overlooking steroids. Like, so steroids are completely out of
I'm
the
not
question here.
overlooking them.
So
We
Brian
are, yes,
Robb's
we
on the
are.
list.
No
Brian Robb's
spitting
on the list.
in umpires' faces.
Everybody
Brian Robb's on the
except
list.
Chris. Everybody except Chris is overlooking steroids. Everybody except Kev is overlooking spitting in umpires' faces. I'm hopefully I got you all caught up quick there.
Is Albert Joey Bell on the list?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he won.
And we get
He
to run
advanced.
down trick-or-treaters. Run down trick-or-treaters, he wins.
Right.
Well, you can bring in, no, we're overlooking on the field things. We're not really, we've kind of brought some off the field stuff. Like your brother likes to bring up who would win in a street fight. Like that's his favorite argument when it's coming down to like, he can't figure out who to vote for. So then he goes with whoever he thinks would win in a street fight.
We had Dave Winfield has some pretty good baseball card pictures too.
Yes. His
Hey,
daughter
I was
Ashton
telling him that
plays
story
top
about
notch.
Joe. I was telling him that story about the pigeon in night court.
Oh, that Q's dad told us?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I forgot it already.
We're still on Tony Gwynn versus
Oh,
Dave
Glenn.
Moving on,
Martinez.
Tony Gwynn.
Moving on.
We're all moving on.
Moving on.
Moving on to Cincinnati.
Somehow y'all tried to vote for JD Martinez. So we're going back up the scale. We now have Tony Gwynn going up against Harold Baines.
Gwen.
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 Sorry, Kev.
Gwen.
All right, Tony Gwynn in a landslide. We have Big Papi, one of the three most hated players in the history of Stuver's life, versus Dave Winfield. Two pretty big men. Like this, the street fight argument would be harder on this one, Chris.
Winfield. I would have Winfield all the way in a street fight.
I'd go Winfield.
Winfield.
And in baseball. Well,
Winfield.
Winfield.
I don't know.
I like it when you call me
Pretty
Big
sure
Poppy.
that sounded like a lot of Winfields. I'm pretty sure Dave Winfield just won that.
What about you, Whiskey River?
I was going. I wouldn't go Poppy for baseball. I went Winfield in the street fight. I like Poppy as a hitter.
News, what did you have?
Winfield.
All right, so we got the Ultimate Baseball Authority just weighed in, so we're going to move
I
Dave
can't hear you,
Winfield
Loba.
on.
Loba, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, Winfield's on. He
Yeah,
got him. I got
Winfield.
him. He told me Winfield. He told me Winfield.
Lobot.
Alva's in a whiskey zone.
We now have Edgar Martinez. This is outfielders and DHs, Joe, just to catch you
Yeah.
up on the rules
No, I
again.
got Cecil Cooper already. You got it.
Okay, so we've got Edgar Martinez going up against Bernie Williams.
I know what Dahlman votes.
Parker.
Corvic's still trying to bring Dave Parker forward, who lost to Bernie Williams in the last round.
McCormick's is like he's at an old person's home. Stuff where he says, I got Tony Parker.
Damn usual.
So it's always dark there. Lights are out at 8 o'clock.
That's true. They ate dinner at 4.
Like Corvix and Kev get along so well. Kev texted me earlier, Mickey Mantle, bracket over. He didn't understand the rules of what eras we're voting.
Nope.
All right,
I wasn't wrong.
Edgar.
I got Edgar.
Edgar.
I got Edgar.
News, did you say Edgar?
Dahlman says Bernie. I got him.
Edgar.
He said Edgar. He's a professional hitter. He's a hitman.
Dahlman's telling me Edgar or Bernie, but I got Edgar.
I'm going Martinez.
That's it. Moving on.
All right. Hang on, I gotta scroll. Okay, Joe, you would not be surprised here. Your brother didn't know who Giancarlo Stanton is, so he lost to Jose Canseco in the 40-40 club. So we're now have Jose Canseco.
Well,
Jose Canseco going up against the 1 seed Mike Trout.
Mike Trout.
Yeah, Mike Trout versus Jose Canseco.
Okay, this is easy. Yep. Trout. Yes.
Trout.
Yes.
Chris, do you know who Mike Trout is?
Yes, Trout.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Joe, have you got a ransom for your brother yet?
What?
Your brother's someone's holding him ransom right now. Look at him.
Look at
Tied to a
that.
chair.
He's got-
Well, you're wondering why I just got here. I mean, I had to run really quick. I didn't time and drive over here. So,
Okay,
All
so
right.
we got Mike Trout. Okay,
Trout.
Joe, you asked if
Dahlman, are you telling me Trout?
Trout.
No.
you asked if Albert Joey Bell was in this tournament. He is. It's Albert Bell going up against Manny being Manny Ramirez.
Man Ram?
Wow. That's an
I'm
interesting
voting,
one.
I'm voting Albert Bell. I love this guy. Stuver's got some of his 3 most hated. Albert Bell might be one of my top 5 most loved players. Although Javi's kind of pushing him out. Maybe he's going to be in my top 7 now. I love Albert Bell. Kev, you know this. Like,
How can you
I know.
vote against Manny? All his
'Cause I
flash
love
and the
Albert
stuff he
Bell.
does. You're all
Because I love
about
Albert
you're
Bell.
all about the showtime, baby. It's a
Yeah,
circus. Manny was a
yeah.
circus.
And you remember when Albert Bell did this and pointed to the other dugout? Like, that's the ultimate showtime. And
That's true.
I'm bringing Rex's street fight thing in here. I don't know of anybody in this whole thing, including Dave Winfield, that would beat Albert Bell in a street fight. This guy is tough.
And he
Oh,
runs
Manny.
over trick-or-treaters. I mean,
I'm
going Joey. I'm going Joey
Oh,
Bell.
Manny Ramirez. He had 555 home runs compared to this other dude, Bell.
Joey Bell, dude.
This other dude.
I got
381. Like,
I got
like,
Bell.
I got Manny.
I'm with Bell.
I got
Yeah, Manny.
What about you,
votes.
Dahlman?
I'm just
Manny.
happy that Albert got 3
Manny.
votes.
You're saying Manny, Lobot?
Manny.
And Peter, you had Manny, right?
yes.
All right. I'm just happy that Joey got 3 votes. Like, I'm kind of shocked, but I'm pretty pumped about that. So we got Manny
moral
Ramirez
victory.
moving on.
What you're looking for here.
Okay. Joe, there was more controversy than I anticipated with the Cody Bellinger versus Moises Alou, but Cody did move on. So we now have Cody Bellinger versus the Hawk, Andre Dawson, who, as Stuver has pointed out, is an Expo. So if that affects your vote,
Correct.
whether he's a
He's an
Cub or an
Expo.
Expo, it's the Hawk Dawson as an Expo versus Cody Bellinger. Brett, I'd like you to start. I think you'd have some good insight on this one, News.
One word. Hawk.
Oh boy. Maybe you won't have good insight. Kevin, do you have some good insight, more than one word for us?
2 words, the Hawk, he's going to go with. He's going to go the Hawk. I'm going to go with Bellinger because I'm going to be with Pitter on this one. Even though he'll take Hawk too. Host, who you picking?
I got the Hawk. You know, he's one of these guys. He played for a long time, but man, he would have been a top 5 player ever if he didn't have bad knees. He was killing it back
So
in the day.
injuries aren't counting either?
They are counting, but I'm just saying that if he could, we talked about NBA when my other crew, Tracy McGrady and some of these other guys, if Hawk didn't have those bad knees, look out. Still
Name the 4 teams he played for. There you go.
Oh boy.
What's
Cubs,
that?
Expos,
The 4 teams
Phillies?
that Hawk played for.
Phillies,
Did he play for the Marlins?
He did play for the
Yeah.
He
Marlins.
played for the Marlins and the Red Sox.
Red Sox? Okay, I thought it was the Phillies.
Get rid of him down there when he came in.
Did who?
Jeter.
Dude, he didn't play for 70 years.
No. Jeter came in and cleaned house.
He wasn't a coach, he played for him.
That was 3 years ago.
It was
Huh?
96. Jeter was still playing.
Jeter retired in like 2015. Hawk retired in like 1995.
But he bought a time machine.
Listen, Jeter came in and there were all these old school players that had different roles in the organization.
Dawson was an ambassador when Jeter
Okay.
came in and cleaned house.
You made it sound like you thought he was still playing. That's where you threw us for a loop
The
there.
funeral homes now.
65-year-old
Jeter
Andre
took the
Dawson.
Back to the Future card. Went
I'm
back.
pretty sure that Miguel Cabrera played with Ty Cobb. I have no idea.
No, I got out in 96.
Where are we sitting? We got 3 Andre Dawsons.
I'm Andre.
I think that's 4. Joe, were you Bellinger, right?
Yep.
Just because Jeter can fire anybody and you don't care because he's a Yankee. Come on, Dolman.
I still like Jeter. I think he should have came out best stringing infielder. Nobody
Didn't vote
puts
for
him
Bernie
in the World
last time.
Series.
Oh, brother. Dog, where are you on this?
I'm going Hawk. He had 40 some home runs in 87 or whatever it was, 88. When it was-
49 and 137. That's about as good a season
Right.
as you can ever have.
Yeah.
And, and people, not everyone was hitting 40 then.
No.
Strawberry was.
Him and Schmidt,
I don't
about the only ones. All right, so we've got Andre Dawson moved on. Joe, we've got Larry Walker going up against Gary Sheffield. There's been some fun talk about Larry Walker. Let's just start again with Brett to get more so just to get Joe caught up here. So Brett, can you fill in Joe your vote on Larry Walker versus whoever else I said? Gary Sheffield.
It's Gary Sheffield all day.
Yeah.
Not more than that.
Well, I mean, just explain why you hate Larry Walker.
Larry Walker once refused to bat against Randy Johnson in the All-Star game. Easy.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
He put his hat on backwards, I think, at one point.
Yes.
Well, that was Kruk.
That was
Wasn't
Kruk.
That was
with
a
it?
Krukster.
That was Kruk.
Was it Kruk? All right.
Yeah, and Johnson threw over Kruk's head.
But I appreciate the fact that you hate Larry Walker because of what John Kruk did.
So we've got 1 for the chef.
2 for the chef.
Oh,
Sheffield.
Stuber's on Sheffield.
Sheffield for me.
I like
And-
Walker in this one.
Oh, Dog. With the
I hate
first
John
vote.
Kruk, so therefore I hate Larry Walker.
Dog with the
Yeah, in a
first Larry
roundabout
Walker
way.
vote. Let me go to
I
the
like
Cali
to go
crew.
with you, Dog, but you know I have a policy against thin air hitters. I can't go with. I have to go.
Yeah,
Sheffield.
but he was a pretty solid player with the Expos before he went to Colorado.
I agree.
7-time Gold Glove winner.
There you go, Rex.
I like that Chris is taking this serious and looking up stats.
Well,
But
he's,
Cormick,
He's got nothing else to do. He's hostage.
yeah.
While you're done voting, let me finish putting up a new picture.
so you got Sheffield, Cormick's.
Yes.
Sheffield hit 500 home runs.
That's 5. That's
509 home runs and 2,700 hits.
Damn, Gina.
Did he
Lifetime
pitch his
292 hitter after 22 years or seasons. Come on, guys. Jesus.
F.
He played 22 years.
Sheffield.
That is Larry Walker.
Wasn't he Doc Gooden's like uncle or something like that?
Yeah.
Sheffield.
Yeah,
Nephew.
Oh, Doc was
or
his
nephew. Yeah, somewhere. like that.
Sheffield.
The greatest pitcher of all time. He is related, so that does give him a bit of a upper leg.
Like
So there you have it. All right. Moving on to the 1 versus 8 seed second round here. What just happened?
I speaking of that, just not to fast forward, but you Cody Bellinger lovers, that when Doc Gooden comes around, if we're only taking 3 years of a guy's career, make sure you stick to that MO then.
I'm not sticking to that MO. That's
Oh,
not
boy.
the way I
And
roll.
Doc Gooden will kick your ass in his crack house, so don't think he won't take you down.
Now that's something I can get behind.
All right, we've got the number, we've got a 1-8 seed matchup coming up here, Joe. We've got Barry Bonds going up against Mookie Betts.
Next.
Who?
Mookie Betts, anybody, yeah, exactly. So
Mookie
Barry
Wilson?
Bonds, was that?
Mookie Wilson?
I love Mookie Betts. He's top 10 of my favorite players right now, but we're talking about Barry Bonds.
Dodger.
9 to nothing.
Bonds. I hate Bonds, but I'll go Bonds. I gotta be right back.
All right.
We'll miss you.
All right, we are now going to head back down. So now we've got Barry Bonds. We got Barry Bonds against Gary Sheffield.
Bonds.
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 Kevin? Oh, nice, Kev. I keep making the right call.
Yeah, you know,
I know, but I mean, I if there was anybody I thought,
Who is it?
all right, it's Bonds versus Sheffield, but Bonds is on. We now have the Hawk, Andre Dawson against Albert Bell, right? Bell won? Albert Bell? Oh, never mind.
No, Manny won.
It's the Hawk
It was
versus
Manny. Yeah.
Manny Ramirez. Manny Ramirez versus Andre Dawson.
Manny Ramirez.
No, I'm Andre's Army. Come on.
Well,
Get out of here.
Canada has an army too. Doesn't mean they're worth a shit. The
Who is it? Hawk versus Dawson or Man
Man versus.
Whoa! Wait a
Andre
second.
Dawson.
Show that arm, Stuber. What's that? What is that?
what?
Is that a tattoo?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you have a tattoo on your arm? That's the question.
For many years, yo.
I guess I haven't seen you without a shirt on for a long time.
Not like the good old days when he used to come.
I mean, yeah.
Let's see it, Stuber.
He said you would never tell. Come on.
Oh.
Be there in a minute.
Manny.
Manny against Andre Dawson.
Manny Ramirez.
Oh,
In our lifetime, probably top 3 or 4 best offensive player in baseball.
I wish I could go for Hawk, but I got to go Manny.
come on, Pick. You can go for Hawk. We'll let you.
Dog, what do you got?
I got Manny.
Kev?
Hawk.
Manny.
Hawk. I'm going Hawk.
Yeah, crazy.
No, Crazies went Manny. Kev went Hawk.
I said Hawk.
Who'd you say,
Oh,
Kev?
crazy is Hawk.
Manny.
Oh, I had it the wrong way. Kev went
Why are
Manny.
you trying to cook the books,
It's 5. It didn't matter. It's done. 5. News didn't even get to vote. News, who are you voting for?
Manual.
That's 6.
Unbelievable.
I'm voting for Manny Ramirez. That's 7. 7-2. All right. Mike Trout versus Edgar Martinez. As much as we all seem to love Edgar Martinez, is anybody voting for him here?
Nope.
No.
Edgar Martinez.
McCormick's.
I would like to. I'm still upset about the Hawk vote.
We're not talking about the Hawk, Grandpa.
I would like to see Hawk versus Mike Trout all day.
And that would be Trout still.
I'm not a fan of Edgar Martinez, so I can't do it.
Trout.
9-0, Mike Trout. This one actually might be fun. Dave Winfield versus Tony Gwynn.
Winfield.
Dave Winfield.
Gwynn.
I'm going Gwynn.
Win.
He's just a phenomenal hitter.
Are you on with us, Stuver, or are you talking to somebody else because you're muted?
No, my
How
daughter.
many championships does Gwen have?
Oh, gosh.
Just asking. Not that it matters because we never played to win the World Series.
That stat of Tony Gwynn can go hitless in 1,900 bats and still hit 300 is amazing.
Does News know that he's on camera?
I do.
Probably shouldn't say that.
Let me give you a sneak peek.
I got Tony Gwynn. That guy could hit the ball like in softball. He could put it right where he wanted. He played with everyone.
I think I actually lost track. Am I on 4-2, or am I 3-3? I lost track. Can you revote?
The only Winfields are McCormick and Rex, I think.
Okay.
The dynamic duel.
So then it's 4-2.
Ichiro. Why don't we get Ichiro on here and start voting for it?
Kev, who did you vote? Or did you? Dog, did you vote?
I got Gwynn, yeah.
Your eyes.
Okay. And
Did you watch it?
is it 4-2?
I'm talking about dynamic baseball players, guys.
Oh, man.
Oh, there's another one? There's
Peter,
another one?
you had Gwen.
I had Gwen.
Winfield, Rex.
Stevie, you had Gwen.
How you build your franchise around.
And News?
I know.
You want to build a 500 team, build
See you
a
tomorrow, young
win.
man.
Win.
Hey,
News, Joe and Kev.
So
or
Rex, Joe. So Chris, who'd you vote for?
I'm voting for Winfield.
Oh.
Because
Ulrichs and Rex are the only two
Winfield
voting for Winfield.
There's
That's
part
'cause
of the game that just wins. It's
That's because he went to the University of Minnesota.
That's right. So here's the other thing. Let's just say you're a GM and you want to build a 500 team. Pick Win. You want to build a championship team? Pick Winfield.
Amen, brother.
Who'd you vote on this one, Kev? Tony Gwynn or Dave Winfield?
Gwen.
All right, I'll make it a Cali Crew 6-3. So I'll go with Gwynn with you guys, and then Winfield, and then Gwynn moves on.
That's a half a vote. That's a half a vote. It's Bush League.
No,
You come in after the fact.
I'm not coming in after any facts. I'm going with the Cali Crew. I'm going with the Cali Crew, Rex.
I didn't look. Where's Kirby Puckett on the other side, by the way?
He's a 2 seed where he belongs for sure.
Yeah,
for sure, a 2 seed. He was a 3 seed, and then I realized how awesome he was. So we now have Tony. We now have Tony Gwynn. It's kind of chalk right here. We're going the 1 seed Mike Trout versus the 2 seed Tony Gwynn.
Trout.
Trout.
Gwynn.
Gwen.
Gwen.
Win.
Oh my word, that escalated quickly.
Joe, please tell me. We can't hear you. He said he's got Trout. Joe's got Trout.
Why can't we hear him?
News. Who did you say?
Win.
Why can't we hear Joe? Why can't we?
Because someone has a weapon to his head, and he would have voted Gwynn, but they're forcing him to vote Trout.
No.
I think that's a timeout. He said timeout. He needs to think.
Hold on. I think.
Cripes. You want me to do this? Aaron, who do you got?
I'm going with Mike Trout.
Trout. I've got Trout.
I got
Stuver
Trout.
had Gwynn.
Why can't you hear me?
We
can hear you now.
Oh, no, we can't.
Kev, who'd you have?
Gwen.
So 3-2. McCormick's.
Win.
3-3. Dahman.
Win.
4-3.
Yeah.
Chris Rexa.
Gwynn.
And
Okay,
he was
wait.
Trout.
Wow.
Tony
That's-
Gwynn over Mike Trout.
Yeah.
Stuber voted
You
Gwynn
just
too.
that just beats what you talked about with Winfield.
Tony Gwynn over Mike Trout. I love Tony Gwynn. Great player.
Don't go
Trout
with
hits for average and home run, and you're telling me Tony Gwynn?
Somehow he won, Joe. He got 5 votes. He somehow won.
Oh.
I would have never seen this. I would have never seen this.
6. I believe he got 6 votes, didn't he?
He might have.
Yeah, 6-3. Wow.
Wow.
Trout's gonna be one of the best of all time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, but Tony Gwynn. I love Tony
Tony-
Gwynn, but
I love him too, but Trout does everything.
Bury him.
Doesn't hit for as high as average.
The guy
as
who
Gwynn.
made the Dave Winfield over Tony Gwynn argument
Exactly. That's what I just
somehow
said.
thinks the guy who's way better than Dave Winfield
Yeah.
is somehow lower than Tony Gwynn.
Because you guys
I'm gonna
made
go
one
take you
decision,
hostage because that's
doesn't
stupid.
mean I'm going to make it 2, all right?
What is that?
I don't know
get
what just.
McCormick. I
I
get McCormick because McCormick has Bert Hooten in mind. He can't leave it. Dahlman, he just must hate Mike Trout because he's not a Yankee.
I like Mike Trout.
So how do you
I
think
didn't
Tony
know
Gwynn over?
Gwynn was I didn't know Gwynn was a Yankee.
Yeah, I gotta hear this on news. Why Gwynn over Trout?
Gwynn. So Trout can hit for average, and he can hit for power, and he can drive in runs. His high batting average mark is going to be about 330. Gwynn, for a chunk of his career, hit like 380 to close to 400 every year. Not as many home runs, but he had as many doubles or more. I don't know. I think Gwynn is one of the best players of all time.
I think Trout's a better defensive and is faster.
Defense
Way more power.
is up for debate. Yeah, I don't know.
You're talking like
Oh.
Honda Civic versus Honda Accord fast? Like, Who really cares?
I think it goes down to Mike Trout has as many mid-level years as he has great years. He is a very hype machine also. So look at Mike Trout. Very consistent across. So Mike Trout, let's just go home runs. From 2012, 30, 27, 36, 41, 29, 33, 39, 45. Okay. So the last 2 years, he's big on power. The year that he has 39 homers, he has 79 RBIs. That's ridiculous. He's only really hit over 315 one time, and that was in two of his beginning year, 12 and 13. He's actually about a 305 career hitter. I think Gwynn is a 335 career hitter, something like that. To me, Trout is the guy that very good, very steady. You know what you're going to get. He does have some eye-popping years. His last year, 19, was his best year by far. Other than that, he's about every other in something that you could argue.
338, actually, Stuver, you gave him a little bit not enough credit. 338 career average. That's insane.
Yeah, and he's got some years in there. Yeah. I haven't pulled up Tony Gwynn. I looked at him here when I did do a looking at Tony. Again, that stat again of Tony Gwynn, 2,000 basically at bats, and he, to get down is amazing.
I actually, Stuver, I was actually like, I didn't have any belief that you were anywhere near accurate with your doubles argument. I would have thought Mike Trout would have blown away Tony Gwynn. Tony Gwynn averaged 36 doubles a year to Mike Trout's 34.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Tony Gwynn is one of the best hitters of all time. Straight up hitters. The guy never struck out. Look at strikeouts. Tell me that stat.
Yeah, no. The most strikeouts he ever had was 40. 40.
Exactly.
You're starting
That's
to sway me,
insane.
guys. I looking at the stats a little more. I mean, I love Tony Gwynn back in the day, but yeah,
he's pushing
me that way.
I thought this was a bigger upset until I look at this from 94, 95, 96, 97. So in the last 7 years of his career, he hit 394, 368, 353, 372, won the batting title all 4 of those years. That's just ridiculous.
Watch out, Mike Schmidt and George Brady's coming for you.
All right, so Tony Gwynn moves on. I'll take it.
We've got up top, we got Barry Bonds versus Manny Ramirez. We got 1 minute and 17 seconds to debate this. I don't really think it's a debate.
Bonds.
Anybody want Manny?
Very U.S. Bonds.
Yeah, Bonds.
We got 8-1 Bonds versus Manny. Or Stuver, are you going with Rex on this one with Manny?
No, it's Bonds.
Okay.
I got stats.
So we won't be able to get this one done. We might not. Barry Bonds versus Tony Gwynn.
Gwynn.
Bonds.
Bonds.
Gwynn.
Don't even.
Gwynn. We just said he was the best hitter of all time versus a guy who.
Second, yeah, in this matchup, one of the best. He's actually not as good as this guy he's going up against. News, who did you say?
Even before.
I said Bonds. It's not even close.
It's not.
It's not.
Even before
It's not,
he
guys.
went cray-cray, he was one of the best players ever already.
Dog, you said Bonds?
Yeah, I got Bonds.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, we got Bonds. So Bonds makes it to the championship. On this next call, there's a good chance that we can get all the way to the championship because there's a pretty easy matchup. So
are we going to continue?